Hey guys, this is Nightflame, and today guys, I will be reviewing The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 10. Spider-Verse, also maybe known as Spider-Verse Part 2. Love the cover, excited, so let's just jump in, super excited to review this. So yeah, the comic opens with Miles Morales. He was in kind of a big situation last issue. In this issue, this gets resolved. Superior Spider-Man's group comes in, and we meet Spider-Punk. We also see Spider Assassin back, and Assassin Spider-Man back. We see a bunch of them, and they save Miles Morales and Jessica Drew. I think her name is Jessica Drew as well, and they save both of them. So they escape and they reunite with the Spider Group. Silk takes center stage in this issue, I feel, and she is wondering if she has connections to the other Peter Parkers. We know that she can't get enough of Peter Parker from 616, so she's like, oh, maybe I have connections with these other Peter Parkers. She doesn't feel connection to the Cosmic one. She doesn't feel connection to one of them, but she feels connection to All Red Peter. I wasn't sure why, but she did feel connection towards him. So it turns out that they have to separate groups. Superior Spider-Man, they have to go look for him because they feel like another group is there. So they end up going to 2099. I think that's where it is. I'm gonna show you that panel, so I make sure as well. Yeah, I think it's 2099. Yeah, but they all go. They decide to go to 2099, it looks like. And it's where the Superior Spider-Man is hiding. And they all reunite their groups. They just merge together. Peter Parker doesn't want Spider-Gwen to come because, why? He loves Gwen Stacy. She died. So he doesn't want to risk her. And that All Red Spider-Man who Silk was talking about, he doesn't want her to come. So Silk, the newcomer she just joins. She doesn't care about directions, so she just joins. They end up, Peter Parker's group ends up meeting Superior Spider-Man's group. Peter's kind of like, oh yeah, it's gonna be trouble. So they end up talking. Doc Ock is being the a-hole he is, and it turns out that that they are in 2099, and basically it's kind of like destroyed. It's a mess right now, and Miguel O'Hara can't really do anything about it. So while they're talking, it turns out that Deimos comes, and Deimos is the he's part of the family of spider killers, or the ones who are doing this, and he's the one who killed Mayday's father and his mother as well, and her mother as well. So Mayday wants revenge. Everybody wants revenge. So they just go after him, and they end up killing him, which is surprising. It turns out that they didn't end up killing him, and that was just a clone. So the clone of Deimos comes with the two twins. They wreak havoc. A lot of Spider-Mans are getting killed left and right. People are just panicking, and they just separate themselves. A portal opens this way, a portal opens that way. Everybody's just jumping through time, and you're wondering what this is doing to the time stream in Marvel. So yeah, I'm gonna show you that page where they're all just jumping through time. And many groups separate, and I feel like it's kind of a lead up to kind of like different titles. We see that the clones are like, yeah, I think we should stick together. We have to find out more about this, how the clone thing is working for them, and stop this. So Kane, Ben Riley, Jessica Drew, they all just leave. And then we see Silk, since we find out that people, these spider demons or spider killers, they're attracted to Silk. She's considered, a totem, a great totem. She's considered the bride. She sees that people are running, after her, so she decides to lead them somewhere else, away from these spider people. So she leaves, and somebody has to go with her, and Jessica Drew takes charge, and she's like, I'll go after Silk. And then Spider-Man Noir joins them, and he was like, you know what, I'll go with them too, I'll tag along. And that's where it says, it tells you a bunch of titles you have to read, like this one, Scarlet Spiders. Next one, if you want to follow this is the story of Silk and Spider-Woman. It's like, if you want to follow more about this, follow them in Spider-Woman #1. And then Miguel O'Hara's like, yeah, let's take Deimos' body, his clone's body, and let's examine it to see if we can kill them. And then um, they're like, oh yeah, follow this story on Spider-Man 2099. So there's a bunch of tie-ins, and I'm gonna talk about this in the verdict. So yeah, at the end we end up finding out that um, Superior Spider-Man had enough, and he's like, you know what, I'm in charge now. This is a war now, and I think I'm the most fit for it, so I'm in charge. So yeah, we'll end up seeing where this is going. So yeah, guys, let's get to the verdict of this issue. Amazing Spider-Man, I think it suffered from kind of being a promotional book. That's what I felt like it was being. Honestly, it had some story in it, but it wasn't, moving the plot drastically. They end up fusing the groups together, which is nice, like the Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man, and Amazing Spider-Man together. But so many spiders can only take center stage. And at some, I kind of like that they separated the groups, but I feel like those groups are gonna go nowhere. Okay, we have Spider-Woman, which I read, so I'll talk more about that. In-depth review of Spider-Woman. But we also have Superior Spider-Man 2090. Spider-Man 2099, which he's like going somewhere else with Spider Lady and the biochemist specialist. We'll see how that ends. And we also see Scarlet Spiders, which I feel like that's the most promising out of all the tie-ins. But yeah, we'll see. I feel like the most promising is the Scarlet Spiders one. But this one, I feel like I said, it just suffers from promotion. I feel like they did this in order to just promote these other books. Obviously, we didn't get it. Peter has to take center stage because it's The Amazing Spider-Man. That's the book. But also I feel like they could have, done an Infinity. I wouldn't care if they did an Infinity. Like, Part 2 was Amazing Spider-Man. Part 3 was Spider-Woman. Part 4 was Spider-Man 2099. And they actually advanced the plot. But, I also kind of like this format as well. It just has its ups and downs. Its pros and cons. But honestly, like I said, I think this book suffers from being a promotional book. I like the story, but I didn't think it was like, oh, this is some crazy things are happening. Some crazy things do happen, but it just suffers from being like, oh yeah, pick this up and pick this up. And, you should also pick this up if you want to learn more about them. So, honestly, they're not characters that I care about except Spider-Woman and maybe Spider-Man 2099. But the clones, I'm not really attached to them, so I'm not going to read that. But even though they're not characters I don't like, I really want to follow this whole event. So I think it's, I'll tell you what I think when I review one of the tie-ins. But honestly, I just felt like this book suffered from a promotional book, and it was good, but it wasn't perfect. So I gave this issue a 9 out of 10. So I liked it, but it would have been perfect if it wasn't like, oh yeah, follow this and follow this and follow this, and just advance the plot a little bit more instead of promoting so many books. But yeah, I'm being really harsh on this, but I feel like it's still a really strong event. So I gave this issue a 9 out of 10, and thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and have a nice day, guys. Goodbye.